time's for a change. See, the look I've had can make a good man turn bad. So please, 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 let me get what I want this time. Haven't had a dream in a long time. See, the life I've had can make a good man bad. So for once in my life, let me get what I want. Lord knows it would be the first time. Lord knows it would be the first time.
adventures. Came out to Chicago for Lollapalooza and just to travel the city. I've always wanted to go to Lollapalooza and I'm glad that I was able to check it off the list. And Chicago's great, love it. When I was leaving on Thursday night, I left a little later than I wanted to, and then I was freaking out because I thought I was going to miss my flight because there was a lot of traffic. And I got to the airport, I think I got to the airport at like 5:05 and my plane started boarding at 5:12. So got to the airport ran through TSA. I have TSA pre-check, so it was super quick. I was like out of security within like 5 minutes, and then got to my gate. So I even had time to go to the bathroom and fill up my water bottle. So perfect timing, like 2 minutes before boarding started. So that was amazing. Get TSA pre-check if you can. So then my whole plan for the weekend was to use the Metro, which is their subway system or their public transport train system, because it's cheap and this seems like the easiest way to get around. So I was trying to use that to get to my hotel from the airport, but for some reason the machines wouldn't let me buy a card, and it was already like 1 a.m. and I just didn't care anymore. So then I decided to order an Uber or Lyft, but then to find where that pickup spot is at the airport was so confusing. I had to go across like the entire airport. Finally found it. Ended up being $40 to get from the airport to downtown Chicago. So whatever, well worth it, because it was like I said, 1 in the morning, and I wanted to be in a bed. So I get here, and then I'm staying at the Congress Plaza Hotel, which is like over 100 years old. A bunch of presidents have stayed here, celebs have stayed here, and apparently it's haunted as hell, which it's just weird vibes when you get in here, and I haven't even looked at the haunting stories yet, and I won't until I get home. But it's like this really old hotel that's right across the street from Lollapalooza. Like literally you walk from here across the street and you're at the gates, which is why I booked it. I was planning on taking a shower, and I ran the shower and there's no hot water. So I called the front desk like, hey, what's up? And they were like, oh, well, you have to run the sink to hot and the tub to hot before you turn on the shower. All right, whatever, it is what it is. So I've had to do that all weekend, and it takes forever to get any hot water. Also, we're supposed to have Wi-Fi, but for some reason I haven't been able to connect to it at all this weekend. And the TV has like random cable channels, but not all of them. But they also have a Google Chromecast, which also won't work because it won't connect to the internet. So not a lot of entertainment options for being in the room, which I haven't been much, so that's fine. First day in Chicago, I had a few things to do before I went into the festival. So I looked up a bunch of places to eat and kind of like compared a bunch of things because I'm only here for 2 days, so I wanted to make the most of my time and schedule everything out. So for breakfast, I picked this place called Wildberry Cafe, and they're supposed to have really good pancakes. I got the cinnamon roll pancakes, and they were amazing, so good. From there, I decided to go to the Sky Deck, which is at the Willis Tower, aka the Sears Tower, and it's used to be one of the highest buildings in the world. So you go up to the 103rd floor and you take in the views of Chicago, and they have the Sky Deck, which is basically these like clear cubes that are kind of jutting out from the sides, so the roof, ceiling, and your walls are clear, so you can go out there and take a photo. I'm terrified of heights, so this entire time I was shaking and sweating, and the girl who was helping me out, because there's multiple, she's like, okay, so you're just gonna go in there, back all the way up to the back, and then we'll take a photo. And I was like, I don't think I can do this. She's like, no, it's okay, take your time. So I literally had to just walk backwards with my eyes closed because I couldn't take it. Mind you, this is also where everyone's lining up for this experience, so there's like 50 people watching me just like shakily back up into this glass box of death. So that was an experience. And the photos didn't even come out great because it's backlit, and it was not even worth it. The views were cool, but the photos, not so much. Not in my case anyways. After the Sky Deck, I came back to my room, got ready for Lollapalooza real quick, but before I went in, I stopped by the Art Institute of Chicago, and I figured, you know what, let me just like pop in this little museum real quick before I head to the festival, thinking it was gonna be a quick trip, but that is the biggest museum I've ever been to, and I got lost so many times. It is huge. I can't even tell you the like amount of exhibits and different types of things that they had there because it was ginormous. And by the end, I was getting frustrated because I was like, when will it end and how do I get out of here? As far as paying for everything, I did the City Pass, which I think was like $140, and you get admission to 5 different attractions. So mine, I did the Sky Deck, the Art Institute, the aquarium, the Fields Museum, and the architectural boat tour. So it was $140 for all those things, and it does end up being more if you do it individually. I double checked. So definitely do the City Pass. For the second day today, I woke up a little later than I wanted because I'm exhausted, and I had a breakfast place picked out, but I didn't have time, so I just ate breakfast downstairs here at the hotel, which is actually pretty good. I just got some scrambled eggs and potatoes and toast, so that was yummy. And then after that, I took a lift to the Lincoln Park Zoo, which is a free zoo, and they have a bunch of different exhibits with different animals. It was raining today, so a lot of the animals were not out. So that was kind of a bummer, but I still saw some cute little friends, and it was really pretty and really nice. Then it was time for the architectural boat tour, which is really cool. It takes you up and down the river, and you get to see the entire skyline of Chicago, and the person explains kind of why the buildings are shaped the way they are, who designed them, things like that. And the buildings out here are incredible. The architecture is amazing. The city is just so pretty. It was a really good tour, except for the fact that, like I said, it was raining. So as the boat was going, the wind and the rain are blowing at us. So I sat with my umbrella in front of me. I have a clear umbrella, so I sat with it covering my body and just looking through my umbrella because it was so miserable. Where I caught the boat for the tour was actually at the Navy Pier. So I was already there when I got back, and I walked around there. They have a giant carousel you can ride. Carousel? No, the Ferris wheel. And you can see the entire city. It wasn't running. None of the rides were running, probably because of the weather. And they also have a whole food court area with a bunch of different local specialty joints. And that's also where the Children's Museum is. But I decided to take a lift again from the Navy Pier to the museum. What do they call it? Museum Campus. And at Museum Campus, they have the Shedd Aquarium, they have the Planetarium, and they have the Field Museum. So I wasn't planning on going to the Field Museum or the Planetarium, but I had a little extra time before my entry to the aquarium, so I decided to check out the Field Museum. But I was only there for a little bit, kind of just ran around. And then went to the aquarium, which is one of the biggest aquariums in the world. Okay, it's not the biggest, it is one of the largest indoor aquariums in the world. There's a lot of stuff to see, but it was very crowded. So it was just tourists everywhere, kids screaming and running around, and it was just chaotic in there. I did not enjoy the environment, but the exhibits were pretty cool. And I absolutely fell in love with the beluga whales. They are so silly and weird, and they were just swimming upside down and backwards and just I don't know, they were so weird, but they're so cute, and I love them so much. That was the last thing I did. I'm here now. I'm calling in an early night because my flight leaves tomorrow at 6 a.m. and then I head to Hard Summer directly after that. Yeah, that's pretty much my time here. I love it out here. I can't express how pretty it is. You have the lake and the river and the architecture, and there's so many plants, and it's just gorgeous, and I'm obsessed. And I will be posting my video of Lollapalooza next week, so keep an eye out for that. That's it for now, and I will see y'all next week. Make sure you subscribe, and bye.